results. And at the World Cup soccer match today between Uruguay and Italy, did you see this? Luis Suarez of Uruguay, well, he allegedly bit an opponent on the shoulder, and I'm joined now to talk about this with Erik Fisher. He's a psychologist. Greg Lawless is the editor-in-chief of MLSsoccer.com, and Amanda Davies, CNN sports anchor and correspondent. Never did I think I'd be talking to you guys about someone biting someone on the soccer field. It was another huge day at the World Cup in Brazil today, and a major controversy involving the Uruguayan, the striker Luis Suarez. He appeared to bite Italian defender Giorgio Chiellini on the field. So let's take a look at the shocking moment, and then we'll talk.
There's the first shot. Oh dear. Oh dear, dear, dear. Let's have another look. It looks to me, dare I say it, that he's had a little bite at Chiellini.
Surely not again. Surely not again.
Well, they surely not again. Amanda, you were there. Uruguay won, but I mean, could there be repercussions from this after, you know, he's been accused of doing it? This is the third time.
Yeah, absolutely, Don. And we've known and dubbed Suarez as the cannibal in the media for the last few years. I can tell you here in Brazil this evening, he's being called a whole lot worse. And there's some serious calls for some very tough action to be taken against him. Calls for a lifetime international ban from the game because the lesser punishments of 7-8 game suspensions that we've seen in the last few years obviously haven't worked, and FIFA, World Football's governing body, obviously has the protocol to go through. They are investigating the incident. They have to wait for the match reports to come through. But what we know is from their disciplinary code, they can impose a maximum 24-game ban. It can include international and domestic games, but when it's put into practice, on the whole, it's generally only international games that they actually impose these on.
Right.
We had in the World Cup in 2006, Zinedine Zidane, he was given a 3-game ban for a headbutt. The longest ever World Cup ban was dished out in 1994, though, by FIFA, and that was 8 games. But we're expecting this, because of Suarez's previous, to be much, much tougher. And Don, we really have a deadline here because Uruguay play their next game against Colombia on Saturday. So you would expect FIFA to have to made a decision by then.
Greg, you're a former player. You know, soccer is a physical game, but is this common on the pitch? Many people were wondering if he just ran into the guy's teeth because his teeth are so big. I'm not kidding you.
No, this is not common on the field ever. And he didn't just run into his. And that's exactly what Suarez actually ended up saying afterward. He said, I made contact with his shoulder, but I mean, you can see in the pictures right there, it was a very specific type of contact. I think what has gotten a lot of people really sort of annoyed by this as well is that Suarez then goes and dives as if he's the one who has been the aggrieved party here. You know, Amanda talked about the history here with Suarez is really remarkable. To think that there's something that goes on in him that just flips in certain moments, and he bares his teeth. It's really a strange thing. I've never seen it on a soccer field when I've been playing, and honestly, outside of Suarez, I don't know of any other player that's done this.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing to get to our psychologist here, Erik Fisher. Listen, this is the third time. Is something up here? Are we reading too much into it? Is this sort of, you know, team play, or does this guy really need to take a serious look at what he's doing?
Well, I think in all fairness, he deserves his day in FIFA court, you know, because what they say, if the teeth don't fit, you must acquit. But I think what we're looking at is obviously there's a situation here where he's got a pattern of behavior that's been happening again and again. And I think what we have to look at is that people tend to want to win at all costs, and especially in a World Cup where your whole country is on the line. But there's a line that you have to understand is what is fair play and what goes beyond. The other issue I see here is I see an epidemic of flopping throughout the World Cup, that you see more people fall, and it seems to almost becoming more of the game and detracting from it, that here you have 2 players who flop, you know, potentially. And was the guy bit? Absolutely. Yeah. You know, but he also, they learned to play it up to try to get the cards, and the player didn't get what he wanted. But this is a very unfortunate incident and puts a real black mark on the whole team of Uruguay.
That's going to have to be the last word. Thank you, Dr. Fisher, Greg Lawless, and also Amanda Davies. We appreciate it. We'll be right back.